All right, guys, here we go. We're live back again into another live development of the facial rig based on facts for Bob. And this is the project that we're working on here. Our fellow friend spinning infinitely for about almost 50 episodes right now, 50 sessions. And it feels like it's going to take a little while, but I'm starting to feel more and more confident that we're getting something that we're going to be able to reuse with the action stack. So if you are interested in participating, you can always drop a comment on the comment section and we're going to continue to talk. And right now we have a scene that also right now we're just going straight to the point. I mean, that's what we want anyways, right? So what we have here is I've set it a few lights for the introduction today and or the thumbnail today. And hello, I'm Ash. Welcome. Let's get started, man. Hope you're having a good day today. So, basically, we are on the same place that we were yesterday, of course. But the whole point here is that we have the controls on the face already building completely. And what we did yesterday is we got everything to connect with the eye look shapes. And that's the stage that we are right now. So the next step is to actually get our, so I have to double check the names of our targets here, make sure that this is the final name that we want on all of them, correct any possible mistakes, re-export it, and then we're gonna be bringing it back in and start to connect with the face controls. And hopefully today we're starting sort of early today, so we might be able to get to a point where we have this all sorted. So I guess I said hi to Bob already, but anyways, let me get my camera here properly set, and let's jump right in. Boom. That's not what I wanted. Sorry, I wanted to go to the corner. All right, so that being said, here we go. So let me double check then. One small thing though, I need to close my camera viewfinder here because it's in front of this screen. Bam. All right, so let me just check then the naming on this blunt shape targets first, and we're gonna get to the point. So let me see if there's anything that I need to open my pie charm as well, and let's go. So we have the combos, left outer brow razor. Let me see if I have my shape names here, my shape name list. So eye codes, upper lid razor, cheek razor. So there's still a few shapes that we need, and also we need to add a couple of new controls. So this could be an interesting stream. So I also need to add the lid tightener, and this guy here obviously is not on the correct position, the eyelids here. Nor is the eye water for now. So those are things that we need to get going after we're done with the controls. But can you please select it? So this is how it's going right now. You can see that with some lights, it kind of feels a little better. You can see the light setup here, pretty simple actually. And as a matter of fact, I will be exporting these lights here because I want them back soon. Stream, thumbnail, light set, one group. And yeah, I'm just going to save this. Let me export the selection. All right, so by the way, I said hi to Amesh, but I didn't show the comment, so hope you're doing great, Amesh, if you're still around. But we're gonna see each other tomorrow, today, or any other day. All right, so let me get this into my assets, and I'm just going to create a new folder called lights. That's set. .mb. And this is something that I'm not going to automate at the moment because it doesn't matter. Like this is just I'm just exporting the light set here. Awesome. I'm actually still in the house. But yeah, man, feel free. So it's just still exporting the lights. Meanwhile, I might be able to check how Bob is going. Oh, by the way, Bob is off here. Let me get him on. Where are you, Bob? Bam, there you are, man. I was missing you. So now your lights are set up. Let's get back there. It makes a lot of difference to have it with some lights, right? I wish I have done this before. All right, so now that the lights are there, I can rebuild this with no bigger issues. So let me get this so I have a few misspells here, and I also have some incorrect namings here, so we need to get rid of that. Also, I don't know what's this test here. Okay, so these two groups, they are okay. So left eye open up. Yeah, this might be a wrong naming as well, like eyes. Given that it's eye, it's like left eye or right eye. It's not eyes. It's not both of them. It's one single name. So I'll brute force this, and I will remove the eyes, and I'll turn this into eye. So basically, we're doing some housekeeping right now. Left and right eye, look down, look up. That will make a lot more sense for us. Open wide. So everything seems to be correct now, except for this guy's here. So yeah, I'm brute force changing the names here. I could script this, but it's just a simple name change here. I'm taking off the S because when I was sculpting initially, it was I was referring to both of the eyes, and now since it's split it between left and right, it is just left eye and right eye. So it doesn't make sense to have it that way. Also, then I need to get into the code and change that. So right now it is left, so eyes. This is also scripted with the plural, and this is not plural. It is the name. I look left, geo, etc., etc. So should I have the geo? I don't know if it makes sense as well to have geo. Maybe I don't need this geo here, but I do have a code. Okay, so let's, you know what, let's save the scene. First of all, even if it's, well, I think we can have this fixed later, so it doesn't matter. So let's begin by exporting this. So it's data, blend shapes. And I have this guy here, so I will create then a backup folder. And this is one thing that I need to also work on, which is to get this backup folder or backup files to work automatically. But it's just something that is going to take time that we don't need right now. So okay, so this is good to go. Now let's try to rebuild this and see if we get the exact same thing. So the scene is saved. I don't know if it is, so but I will save just in case. It's not really necessary, but might as well. Something goes wrong, we can always come back. Yeah, so everything is kind of getting together with the controls. I hope that these controls work as expected and that we are then going to have the way paved for us to go to the mouth shapes, which I'm really excited to get to, because I can't wait to just be able to sculpt and connect and get this rig working. Right now it is saving, that's why I'm communicating here. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. All right, so I think it's done. No, it's not done. Okay, so as usual, Bob, you are my main company here, so we're waiting for your scene to get saved, and that's it. You got it. Boom. Okay, so let's rebuild then, and let's see what happens. Well, I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna be able to rebuild this, but we're still not gonna get back the lights, or the blend shape names should be the same as we modified right now. Yeah, so it is working, just taking a little bit of time. Drop my phone here for any notifications that come along. So it's the first time that we're doing this today, so it's probably for that reason taking a little bit longer, and that is to be expected. It should be faster from now. All right, so it's all back and working. Yeah, it's all connected. even with the name changes that we made. And all the shapes are here. Great, that's exactly what we needed. Let's see if it is also working as expected with the eye shapes. It should be, because there's nothing different. All we did was change the names, and it seems to be the case. Everything seems to be working properly. And now, just for a test, let me see if we are able to import the lights back in. And bam, right on. So that could be scripted as well, but it's so simple that I don't know if it's worth it to invest any more time to get these lights back in. Okay, so now with that, then what's left for us is to connect this eyebrow shapes. So how will I do it, though? That's what I'm considering. I don't know if we're gonna have like a separate node, but honestly I don't know if I see the point of having, like, because the blunt shape node, it is a node on its own. So the idea that I'm considering here is to have a separate node that could be connected. Let me get the, let me see if we can have, yeah, that's what I need. So the idea is that we could have a separate node and have all of the targets on that node, so that we can have like an intermediate node to connect to the controls. But that's kind of the same thing of having the blunt shape node, which is the same thing. It just has the target. So I don't know if there's a point to that. So for that reason, I will go first to just straight connecting the controls to the blunt shapes, and that's it. So we're gonna work with some. So this is the eye shapes to controls. Let's create another function, because this was strictly for the eye shapes, and I think it's important to have a separation and an encapsulation, because then we different, like when we have things that behave differently, we can have different functions. This way, if like we need to change an overall build process or functionality, then we can isolate the problem. Like, okay, so we're dealing just with the eyebrow connections. Although if it is a connection between control, straight connection between control and target, it's going to be the same for all of them except for the eyelids. So it might be good to go for all the entire face. So let's go. Let's script that. So define connect face controls to blunt shape targets. Add a pass for now. And PyCharm doesn't like the camel case for, or PEP8 doesn't like it, right? So let's do it without the camel case and keep going. So what we're gonna do then is create a dictionary. So target dictionary then is going to be, I don't know if it's even necessary that it is a target dictionary. Let me think. Yeah, because we need the name of the control, but then also, yeah, it's good to have, like, it's good not to like to have everything inside of a dictionary, because if I need to change the name of the control or the name of the target, we can get back here and just change both sides. Ideally, this could be done in a more, we could have this, I don't know, separated, or when we're creating the controls, we should have a list already created and stored. Maybe that's even a good point. It's based on the joints, right? So, but then let me think here. because we have the controls here. Let me see. But the thing is that the controls on the mouth, they are not 100% relating. Lid razor, corner, lip corner razor. Yeah, but this guy's here, inner brow, lower. Let me see if it's exactly the same as the shapes here. Inner brow lower, left inner brow lower. Yeah, they should be exactly the same except for the geo here. So we might be able to compare them. I don't like the idea of like using comparisons. Like ideally, if we had the two names stored, but the good thing about this is that I could potentially go here into the build face controls, and since it's using the template joint and then creating the template joint list relatives, and then creating the controls. So control side and template, so blah 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 blah. Here's creating the control. So we have the control object, which is what we are going to use to specify that. So we're not adding it to any sort of. So let's declare this list here. Also, ideally, we would be like. Ideally, we would have a global variable being defined at the init, but the thing with that is since it's a modular system and we are basically creating something that could be replaced or updated, if we create, like if we store all of those variables on the init, I don't know if it makes sense. The whole idea is the ability to just delete or modify, so it's just going to create like entangle it more, right? I don't know if it makes sense. So control, I'm just going to create a control object list equals to, we should have a list here, control object list, and it is appending, so I'm just going to call to control object list. So with this object, then now it becomes a global variable, and I'm able to pick that control variable or that control object variable on the other side. So I had, okay, so this is what I was working before. So let me check one thing here. Okay, so now with that variable on, I can just go on and loop. So I may not even need the dictionary per se. So we're gonna go for control object and self dot control object list. Then we are able to say control name equals to control object dot get name, because this is an object, right? So this is a class that I have for the controls, which is here, and inside of that class we have a bunch of so it creates the controls and then it stores a bunch of information regarding the control that was created. So we should have then the control name here somewhere, like the get control name. If we don't have, we need to add it, but I do think we have it. So set name, so you should have get name here. Yeah, so it's returning the name. And that's what we're doing here, get name. So once we got the name, now we can, we have the parameter, we have an attribute that is the parameter. And with the name also, I know that we have, let's say target name, then is going to be the name of the control name dot replace underscore control which is we can see here, right? So we have the left inner brow lower underscore control. So we don't need to find the target. We don't need that. We need underscore control to be replaced by nothing, and that's the target name. We're now going to compare the target name to the target on the blend shape node and try to find a match. So should I do this though? But anyways, or not compare it. Let's say, because it should be the same name. So if it's not there, the point here is just that I don't want to try to connect if I know. So while I'm sculpting, many of the shapes are not going to be ready or not going to be on the blend shape node. After we're done with this, then we're going to get back into the sculpting scene and continue to sculpt. But the thing is, it's ready to implement any of the shapes, the new shapes that comes into the node. But if the shape is not there, it's just not going to connect it. And we have a question here from Diego Nicolas Gutierrez tpaulino. Is that it? Did I say it correctly? So I have a question. What do you do? Can be done in Blender? This is also written in Python, and that amazing work, man. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate the comment and the company here. That gives me so much energy to keep pushing this thing. And so done in Blender, I think that, well, I did this reaction to Chris Jones that does everything in Blender, which is just amazing, right? But it's not the same thing, unfortunately. I have no experience with Blender, and I don't know how even to get started. But I know that blend shape targets are the same both in Blender and anywhere else. So technically, since you're dealing with blend shapes, yes, it is possible to do. I believe it's exactly the same process that Chris Jones was doing on the project, except he's a little more advanced, but we're gonna get there as well. So except from that, the controls, it should be relatively similar, but I don't have this information to give to you, unfortunately. But yeah, let's keep going here and let's see if we can apply something like that in the future. But for now, that's it. And again, thanks for participating. So we are now with and we need to cheer up here because we have a few people on the live stream, and I'm happy about it. Welcome, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. So then the target name. Now we have the target. So let me check here. How did I get the target before? So I need to connect any control to the target. So set attribute, set driven key. I just need the blend shapes and target. Yeah, so it's the same thing. Blend shape node, target. It's pretty simple. So we're gonna do like let's start by just trying to connect it. So Diego is saying, thanks, man. I appreciate your comment. Yeah, you too, man. So then let's do mc.connect attribute, and then we can do the control name dot plus. I'm gonna be simplistic right now because we have all of the controls and we have all of the targets. We don't need to split between left and right. We should be able to get the name of the target as is on the from the control. So if control, no, let's think about it later. Let me just connect this first. So control name dot, yeah. So the control name is the target. So yeah, so dot parameter. So the way I did it is, for the controls, instead of using any like translation attribute to control the activation, I've created a parameter here, or an attribute called parameter, and that's what's going to drive the control up and down, and it's not any translation attribute. So what we're going to do then is use this control here to drive the blend shape, or that parameter to drive the blend shape. So it's control name plus dot parameter, and then we're going to connect it to the blend shape. So we need the blend shape node. And we're now going to add, so the blend shape node is not declared yet, and as a matter of fact, we don't need this dictionary anymore. The blend shape node should be already face blend shape node. That's already a global attribute, so we also don't need to declare it. So self.blend shape node. And in this case here, it's an occasion where we might be better off using the format. So I'm going to do this string here. So this is going to be the blend shape node dot the target. And the target then it's going to be format and blend shape node, and the target is going to be also another, well, we can actually just add it here. So it's going to be the name of the control without the underscore control and geo at the end. And this could be changed easily. So then it's going to be control, no, target name, target name. So this then should be pretty straightforward actually. I guess that will be it. The only thing then is I'll do a crime here, and I'll do just a try. And if it, and then we're gonna do like an accept runtime error. I think it was like this. Accept continue. It's not like that. Let me see if I can have Python try accept runtime. Yeah, it's all together. There's no camel case. Is that it? No. Try accept runtime error. So it's actually the opposite. It is camel case all the way. So we need the first R here as well. Runtime error. Done. So if it gets an runtime error, then it continues, meaning that it goes back into the loop and it continues to execute the loop. So then, I mean, it's not specific still, but at least, I don't know. Let's see. So we have this, which should be a different name. And now let's add this into our action stack here. So connect face controls to blend shape targets. So I'm just gonna go up here and find the point where, so to connect eye shapes to controls, and then we have self dot register build method, and then it's going to be so to be connect face controls to target, and then it's going to be self dot top level item and self dot connect face controls to blend shape targets, and that should be it. I will just break the line here. That should be it. Let's see if we can then restart our action stack. Well, let me close the action stack, open it back again, and we should have that registered. So connect face controls to targets, that it is the new method that we have. And now let's run it. Let's see how it goes. As I always say, the first time it's always a crash. I don't even expect anything to happen here. Is it actually working? Let's see. I never believe in first time running methods. It's never a connection. You see? Didn't happen. All right. Or did it? No, it didn't. Okay, why? Well, that's the problem with try accept. It imported the targets. What have I done here? Import control shapes. Create place. Face node. And then why is it not? So left inner brow razor. Yeah, so that's why. You see that is not the same name, so that's not going to work. So we're gonna have to make a modification here, which is fine. Left outer brow razor, and it makes sense, like for me, that left inner brow. Inner brow lower. So let's just have this renamed manually for now. I mean, some of the things, it's always a possibility that you script, but there is some stuff that is just way too simple and way too fast to actually get scripted. So upper lead razor, blah, 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 blah. These things here, they don't have controls yet, so that's probably, it doesn't even matter. So the important thing is from now on. So I will then select the blend shape node and export. Whoa. It's not what I wanted, but it's fine. So what I want is the blend shapes, and it's in data. And I will just, I guess I'll just overwrite this for now and pray for the best. Okay, so let's see. I shouldn't even need to restart the action stack because it's not a modification that. So Mishuta, let me see here. It's saying thank you so much for your channel and your content, even though I'm not working in Maya yet. Your rigs inspire me a lot. Man, that's a great comment. Thank you so much. I appreciate. It's something that I'm doing here, you know, to try to keep focused on this thing, and I'm happy that it's having a good impact on someone. And welcome. Hope that we're gonna have a good time together. Still a long way to go here, so let's keep going. All right, let's see. So bam, it's connected. Look at that. Left, right, inner brow razor. Why it didn't connect the left side though? You should have connected. So something is wrong on the naming. So left inner brow lower control. So left inner brow. Yeah, as I said, if the naming is different, it doesn't matter what I do. Razor Geo. What about this guys here? Right inner brow lower. Right inner brow lower. Did it crash at some point? I don't get it. Inner brow lower, lower eyebrow lower. Yeah, let's just call it the same thing. And maybe we're gonna change this later, but the point is that it gotta be the same. And the funny thing is that, yeah, the right side was correct, so who knows? Inner brow, lower geo. Okay, so inner brow, lower right, outer, let me see, left. Yeah, that I know it's correct, but how about this guy? Outer, outer brow razor, outer brow razor. Oh, I made a mistake here and it's not controlled, it's CTRR? What? Wow, that's crazy. How's it happening? So it's something that I left wrong on the code. We can fix it. We gotta fix it right now because it's also just 100% wrong. Oh, and I know what it is. I know what it is. The problem is not on the actual script. It is on the rig template here. So our template is wrong. It's the name is wrong here. So you can see that it's CTRR here. This also should be done in a different way, but anyways. Oh my god. So how many? Oh, all of them on the left side are wrong. So that's bad. Okay. Sorry, the camera is in front of my outliner here, so that's why I'm moving left to right here. So all of this is CTRR, right? So let me see how I change just one. Yeah. Okay, so it's pretty simple actually to change it. I'm going to have to bulk select it. Joint name, replace CTRR to CTRL. For joint and joint pin, joint object list, and that should do the trick. Why is it not defined? Okay, so all the names are now fixed. We go into the end joints here. And why is it not? I have to run it again, sorry. Forgot. Okay, so now we should be able to go into this, guys, and do the same thing. Select just the end joint and rename it. So now all of them should be CTRL. So what I'll do then is just export this guy back again. And it should be assets, rig, skeleton, but it should be template as well. So this is the guy. Let me create a backup folder here. And now we should be able to, boom, put it here and just save it. Let me get the songs going on back here because it's back into silence right now. I'm just sending a message to you guys. Okay, so is it saved? Yes, it is. Let's get another song going on here. All right, so we should be able to rebuild it and get connection. Let's see. Nice, I think we got it. Oh no, just the inner brow. Again? What's that? Okay, but at least we got like one step closer. Inner brow razor. So this guy's not working, but this one is. Yeah, okay. And we have the skeleton inside that it is showing up here, but it. Nice. So just let's figure out now, why is it the case that the right. Oh, I haven't exported the. We made a modification. I didn't export the inner brow lower. So that should fix it. And right inner brow razor. That should be correct. Right inner brow razor. It seems to be perfectly exactly the same. Right inner brow razor control. CTRL. Inner brow razor. I'm going bananas here. Right outer brow razor, it's correct, and it is working. Inner brow lower is working as well. So just the inner brow razor. Funny. All right, let's go again. Let's export this blend shape node and. No, actually, I have exported the blend shape node. That's the funniest. So export it again. And run it again. That's just the process, guys. I mean, it's sometimes it's annoying, but that's just what it is. You know, we gotta be tweaking and changing names. Sometimes it crashes. As I said, it will be a miracle when the day comes where I write a function and it right away works 100%. I think that might happen one day, but this day still didn't come. All right, so the left shapes are working now. Why the right? Just one right shape is not working. It seems like it's missing something because it should be the same length here. Oh, it's the R. Ah, okay, we got it. We got this, guys. Okay, so now the naming should be impeccable, and we're gonna run this and we're gonna get it. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. All right, is it going? And we got it. Yes. So I went here. I hit myself because I just wanted to get back in full and to cheer. Yes, we got it. So now I can have a segment on the stream saying success. Cool. Thank you for the good energy, guys. We got it. One simple success here. Let's keep going. Right. Okay, so now everything rebuilds and it's connected. So we have a proper rigging system. How happy. How fun. Cool. So this is automatically rebuilding. So now we can actually focus on getting our, and the good thing is you can actually select, like, since it's not a Y or any translation value, we can actually select all of the controls and just hit and just turn on the parameter, which is the same attribute for all of them, and they should work. Okay, sounds good to me. Almost way too simple. Okay, so now we're free to move on. So what I want to do then, I just so that we can appreciate the beauty of automation. Uh, we can then have, sorry, as I said, my camera is in front of my outliner, and I need to be looking like a crazy person here. So we are able to then, I need a few other controls here to finish this. So we're just going to add the ones that we need. So this one here will be the inner, or the lead tightener. I think. It's actually inverted here. It should be like this. So I'll just rename this. The lid tightener. Let me see if we are able to then just mirror this using the skeleton. The idea here was that this could work, but it seems to be giving me some headache lately. Bam, it actually works. Okay. What it doesn't do, it doesn't change. It's not changing the naming for me, so it sucks, but it's not terrible. So this is a good thing. That's using the Diego is sending kitty eyes. So let's see then. We should be able to just test this and see if it's going to work. So we have to change the naming on this one as well. And now we should be able to export this. And hope for the best. So if we rebuild it, then let's see if the magic is gonna happen again. Get ready for a crash though. As I say, the first time is always a disaster. But fortunately we've tested this before, so it might not be the case this time. But as you saw it was just a matter of adding that set of joints there with the different naming. And if it works right now, we should have the new control here. Yeah, we got it. So look at that. We have in this exact place that we placed it, we have the lid tightener. So now we should be able to do the contraction of the lids. And as a matter of fact, we have the shape here already, so we should be able to do it. So why? Let's see. Yeah, it's because the naming of the control is not correct, or so it's lid tightener. Is it correct? The spelling is correct. Tightener. Although, oh no, it's almost correct. But if we correct this, we should be able to then just get the sorry, as I said, I'm gonna repeat this 300 times. I am with my camera in front of my outliner. Okay, so lid tightener is here. So the thing is, it needs to be I. So either the target name or this name isn't like, could have no. We could have no I before, like on the prefix, but since we have it, let's keep the same pattern, and then we're gonna have it. We're gonna make a decision afterwards. So again, this is the kind of stuff that I could do like through script to rename stuff, but it doesn't matter because it's such a simple thing. And yeah, so I guess we have it now. So let's try to export, and I believe we're gonna get back here and have not only the controls but the connection between the blend shape and the control. Let's see how it goes. And it's taking like 20 seconds to rebuild this entire thing, so it's not too bad. And when I say rebuild the entire thing, the most time consuming parts are usually importing the blend shape weights and like the skin weights, and this is being done using the Open Maya or Maya API. So look, we have the connections here, I can see already. And I think that the fact that we're looking at the outliner or the shapes editor here open, yeah, you see, and it actually makes sense, right? That this is the control, that the control is here. Let's see. Yeah, so then we have the eyes connected here already. So we can move, and then we can also use the lid tightener together. Yeah, so this obviously is not the best way to rotate the eyes. At the moment they're like just a dummy here. But you can see that the shapes work together. So now we're able to proceed. So freaking happy. They should be able to work with the eyebrows. Oh my god, I'm so happy, man. You know, when you stop to think that it's been 50 or 49 live streams to get to this point, you realize, you start to appreciate any simple result. So there's still a long way to go though, so let's not get that excited. So we also have the eyes closed, which should be connected to something else. Upper lid razor, that must be connected to something as well, but I guess we're probably gonna have this right on like as an attribute right on the eye controls, maybe, because we need a way to close the eyes, like just do something like this, you know. And also we need to improve the working, like the eyes close is not working together with the other shapes now at the moment, but we will get there soon enough. So Snow is saying that, let me see here, bam, man, so nice today, we're getting some good participation. Thank you, Snow, love your work, congrats, keep it up. Thank you so much, man. This is some very, very warming comments there. Thank you so much. And where's Umesh? Umesh is our guest of the house. Well, he might be gone at this point. All right, so now we have that shapes connected. So upper lid razor is also there. Eyes closed, eyes open wide. So those are shapes related to the lids that I am not sure where we're gonna place yet. But you could see how simple and easy it was, as long as we want it to be so the next thing then is to have something like the lid, the cheek razor, which is, let me get the, so we need to get something like, sorry, now I'm using glasses, so we have the like the orbicularis or oculi that is going around the yeah, Umesh is here. Nice to know that you're here. So the orbicularis is just pushing the, like it's a circular muscle around the eye that it's pushing the entire thing forward, right? So we need that, and to get the wrinkles on the corner of the eye here, we need this muscle here, which is probably the zygomaticus major and the minor. So it needs to go up. So if it's activated solely, it doesn't wrinkle, right? Or slightly wrinkles. And if I can relax the eye, let me see, it's hard to relax. Yeah, you can see that it doesn't wrinkle all that much. But as soon as I contract the eye, the orbicularis oculi, then you get the wrinkles. So, meaning that it is a connection between the contraction of the orbicularis oculi, which should be also a lid, something like the eyes tightener, the lid tightener. But the lid tightener in this case is just tightening the actual eyelid, but we should be getting also a contraction of the, and I'm sorry to, but I'm actually looking at what's going on here on my screen. So yeah, then like we need to figure out if we need to have a control here that would represent like the tightening of the actual orbicularis oculi, and I think I'm gonna add it. Let me add it, and then I'll figure it out. All right, so let's do it. So we're gonna have the yeah, and it would be interesting to have like the template, the control template on, probably not even imported. So just like we, at the moment we are storing it in a folder on the rig. Probably the best way would be to just like import it, create the controls and delete, and if we need to edit them, I would then come here on a post build utility and just do like and we even have the control tools here, so it might be better to just have like an import control template and then, or edit control template, and then that would bring this in. We would be able to edit it and then export it on the next section. So let's keep going here. So as before, I'm just going to duplicate this and roughly place it, and then afterwards we will figure out if that's the best way to go. But I believe that this would represent the contraction of the orbicularis. Okay, that might be it. Let's see if it should point to the eye or something. Maybe it should point to the eye, but like this. Because I feel like it's kind of pushing down from the bottom, you know, not only... I don't know, I think it feels a little bit asymmetric. This might be good enough. So let's rename this. So the name is orbicularis oculi, but I will call this, since we have left eye orbicularis, because we have the orbicularis oris as well, which is the muscle of the mouth here around the mouth, and this is the oculi. So, but since we have left eye, having orbicularis oculi, so oculi refers to eye, of course. So left eye orbicularis, that would be enough. Orbicularis, yep. And now we should be able to mirror this. And just change the name. So I don't know why it doesn't, it's not like it's refusing to mirror the name as well. But never mind. Right, so we should be able to now let me see one thing though. What if I do like, what if I change this and mirror it? Yeah, it creates yet another, so that's senseless to me. All right, so it's good to go. Let's export this and move on. So as I said, I mean, it's not exactly the cleanest way to do it on like the face, meaning that the controls are over the face, so that like kind of creates like a clustered look, but, or a packed look, I don't know. But as I said, for the purpose of the stream, it's much better for me to have it in front of the face, because we can always be looking at the rig instead of looking at like a side panel or anything like that, which is actually the exact opposite of what animators usually want. Or, I mean, it's questionable. You can look at both, like the animation and the controls, and it's not even that evident, right? So we have the control here now. And it should be moving along with the face. So let's see if that works. Yep, seems to work properly. This is just, let me see if we're getting any artifacts here. Looks so sad when he does that. Looks so sad when you do this, Bob. Oh my god, man, I'm gonna cry. It's the funny thing about faces, right? Great, man, great. So happy to see this happening. Such a long journey. All right, what time is it? 1 hour and 12 minutes already. And yeah, we still have a lot to go here. So anyways, I think it gets like we finally get into the end of this particular stage here where we are creating controls. I believe we can call it done. It works. I mean, it could be it needs refinement, but it is working. It's simple, it is effective. It's, I mean, yeah, it's simple, it's relatively simple, but it is also not a you know, I guess I have created more elaborate systems before, but then you have something that is just too hard to maintain, and this is extremely simple. We have the joints, the system just reads the position of the joints. This can be easily re-imported, exported, reutilized for any other rig that comes next. So very happy about this. My PyCharm is suffering a little bit here. Okay, so let's just let's just tell what this thing is doing. So creates the blend, the face blend shape node, and imports the .shp file. So this way, the good thing about the action stack is that once we have the methods implemented, we can then check the doc string here. So this is the comments that we're writing inside the code. It just tells us here what it is. So if we ever get lost or we don't know what something do, we can just click on it, and then we can see like, okay, build face control. So it's saying here builds the controls that drive the face blend shapes. The controls are over the face and uses a template joint set to define the positions. This is pretty simple. But it's terribly explained, to be honest. Let's get this better. The control. Face blend shape targets. Is PyCharm suffering so much? Like from all of the it's the funniest thing for me. Like PyCharm, from all of the heavy softwares that we're using, it's the one that is the heaviest. Like even Maya is faster sometimes than PyCharm. I believe it's because it needs to fetch all of the, or like it needs to keep all the code that we're writing on the memory. So let's get some new songs here. Those ones are gone now. That list is gone. So I guess I'm ready for 1 hour and something of stream, but since we started early today, we can go a little bit longer. What is this? Okay, so that's good to go then, because then the good thing also is once it is done like this, like automated, we don't need to be concerned about not saving it, because it doesn't matter. Even if we lose the scene right now, it's just ready to rebuild. Everything is it's saved separately, like the data, the controls, everything is separate. So let's go back to the scene where we are actually sculpting these blunt shapes and continue. Now we're gonna move on to the next ones. I think the last one was this one here. Wow, what a ride, what a ride, guys. Yeah, so given that we're changing topics here, it's 11:18. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Let's have this. I'd rather have this rig done later or earlier rather than later. There's too much to go here. So let me see where we are at the moment. I think we have some animation here. We had the animation on like the right eye. Is that all? So this is the development of the blend shapes. So now let me see what's going to be the next one. Uh, let's double check the shapes that we have ready here. So eyes, wide, that's solved for us. Oh, this is an important shape that I didn't add. And this is an actual interesting shape because this can actually be considered that thing that we were talking about, the orbicularis, because this is what's causing it to collapse like this. Though how are we going to separate the like yeah, it's actually this here. But this is obviously way too off. So the point here being that we have the eyes closed and then we have the eyes closed tight. So we should be able to then use these two together. The combination of these two here. So like this one we have on the rig already. Oh, although I made a modification here, so I do need to modify it further. But I also need the ability also need this shape to be proper even when but that's interesting actually. Yeah, this is the true movement of the orbicularis oculi. So let me see, how are we going to isolate this then? Yeah, that's not perfect, but it's also halfway there. So what I'm thinking right now is like, okay, so we have because I think that we have to segment this in two steps, right? So one thing is the lid tightener, or the eyes closed tight. So actually, one thing is the eyes closed, which is this movement, and another thing is the eyes closed tight. But then even with the eyes closed tight, like say we need to have this movement of the orbicularis muscle separate. It cannot be, it must be able to do this movement without closing the eyes. And then the combination of this shape here and the zygomaticus major, it's going to cause the eyes to wrinkle. So of course the shape here is a combination of these two, so that's why it looks terrible. But the idea is that we're gonna have to do something to this shape here. So you know what, I'm going to duplicate this guy here. Tight. Orbicularis on. Let's try to isolate it. And the way we're gonna do it is by grabbing the vertex. And let's do something like this. Let's go and stop it from affecting this area here. And for now, we don't need the action stack to be open here. We're not going to use it for anything in particular. So let's keep going here and find orbicularis only, and then zero it out. Bam. Okay, so then from that we're gonna have to do some straight clean up work. And add back some music, please, DJ. Where's the music? Okay, so let's move it out. Let's see if it helps. Okay, so we are going to then scale it back a little bit. Am I scaling it back too little though? So at this moment is where we should get our tablet going, or in this case I'm using a Cintiq, but I'm not even using the screen on the Cintiq, mostly using, ouch. Man, I have raised the volume of my music to the maximum. My ears almost exploded. Okay, so Oh man, how long have you been looking to my face? Sorry about that. It's the numpad. I swear I'm gonna buy a Elgato Stream Deck in the future, but right now it's just a little bit of an investment, so but we're gonna get there. So this is like a pure experiment right now because I don't even know if we're gonna be able to make it look good. But if it looks good, that's what we need, and we can always, like, since it's a map, we can always dial it back. So let's see if we can make it work. It's going to be what we need. So again, I'm isolating, like we have the shape, which is the lid or the eyes closed tight, which is basically using the whole orbicularis oculi to tighten the close of the eye. So this is the closest that we have to an isolated movement. And again, this set of blend shapes is a bought blend shape set because at the moment I'm interested in having the system working. We might get into a point where we're going to be sculpting all of the shapes from scratch, but as you can see, it's quite a lot of shapes, even with this even with the script or even with the some of the targets in hand, it's still quite a lot to do. And we might get, oh god, the sorry about that, the numpad. So yeah, it's quite a lot to sculpt, even with the with a few shapes that we have that can be used. So as soon as we have the entire system scripted out and we're able to reliably build a rig based on these particular shapes, then we might be able to focus on sculpting everything from scratch, and that could be an interesting ride as well. But for now, we are mostly using what we can, and when we don't have the shape, we can then go ahead and sculpt something. Okay, so unfold this here. I'm feeling like it's gonna work. I mean, it definitely needs a lot more love. Just trying to preserve the volume of the eyelids here. So let's check if it's looking sort of acceptable and if we should continue in this path. You know what? I think you can actually see me sculpting the shapes here. Oh, that's a good angle actually. Let me see here. I have another angle here for us. I just have to adjust. I'm gonna show the camera and it's gonna look like crap, but then we're gonna fix it. phones here. Let's configure the video. Just remove this. 1 second, we're getting there. Just a little bit of the gain. Increase the sharpness, and bam, bam. Okay. So this is what I'm doing here with my hands while we watch the monitor. And it could be that I could actually add the monitor here as well. Yeah, I mean, sorry for doing this live. Where's my bottom left? Let me do this thing here, copy, and then do this and do a paste here, and maybe have it like this. All right, so you may be able to change a little bit every once in a while. Not that it's, you know, amazingly interesting and not doing anything. And you can actually see that on the screen, we actually have some Bitcoin prices here. So we have a comment here. I'll check it soon. Shreyas, is that how I say it? I'll get to you in a second. Oh my god, what have I done? Oh no. Man, I hate when I do this. It's a rare thing that we do this, but what is it? I forgot it. Does anyone remember what is this? I forgot. Anyways, you can see that we're in a good path here. So let me see what happened here with the comments. So we have our friend here, Shreyas, saying, thanks a lot, man. Your work inspires me a lot. Where do I start if I want to learn how to make a facial rigs? That's a question, my friend. And let's see. If I was going to start today, I would definitely, well, it depends. I mean, it depends on the path you want to follow. And actually, there's two pretty clear paths that you could be following in this career. One of them is the actual modeler. So you can, sorry, I'm actually saying something, I lost the concentration. So you could go for the path of sculpting blend shapes. Many studios are 100% focused on blend shape driven rigs, or using rigs that has blend shapes on them. And most of the rigs, facial rigs now that are more sophisticated, are based on blend shapes. So if you just want to get started and get going into facial rigging, I mean, it's not rigging per se, but you're gonna understand more about the face. You're gonna understand the fax shape. So then you would go into modeling faces and understanding the fax shapes and the muscles of the face, and doing this face set or shape set that is the basis of the blend shape rig, based on fax. Then if you want to go into the technical artist part, then it's another topic. It's a big topic, and it's mostly related to rigging, like general rigging and Python. It's a lot of Python. I mean, without Python, we basically cannot do much. I've seen a lot of people sculpting blend shapes on the internet, and like actually even courses on how to sculpt blend shapes, and at the end you can animate the blend shapes and it looks like, you make the movements and it looks good, but without the actual rig you cannot do something for production. It is not something rebuildable. It's not something that you can rely on. It's the blend shapes and that's it. So there's these two paths, and if you're starting from scratch, you gotta pick something. In my case, I kind of went for both of them at the same time. I had a little bit of knowledge on programming before, but and also I stopped 1 year of my life to study, right? I stopped for Vancouver Film School for 1 year. So I was 100% focused, like 16 hours a day studying this, all the possible techniques that I could put my hands on. So You gotta choose your path and focus on it if you have limited time. If not, I would try to go for both things, like rigging a body and trying to sculpt blend shapes. But ideally, choosing one path will get you further faster. So if you want to be a rigger, then you gotta focus on the rigging side first and keep moving towards the facial shapes, or keep a feet there. You know, I hope that answers a little bit of the question. And yeah, you gotta keep going. And Umash is saying here as well, sorry Umash for the delay, pen tab is kind of it's difficult to use in Maya. Not used to it. Yeah, you're talking about the tablet, right? Yeah, definitely, it's weird. I'm kind of used to it, but now I forgot why is it. I think it's something to do with the. It's like edge smooth or something like that, like mesh tools. Why is it dotted though? I don't know. Is it like smooth edges? If I do smooth edges now, it's going to explode my computer. So I don't know if it's making any difference right now, but I completely forgot what is this dotted lines here. I have to research it later. As long as it works for now, it doesn't matter. Okay, so what we can see here is that we're trying to isolate the orbicularis oculi, and you can see that it's not too bad. I mean, of course, there's still a lot of work to do, but you can see that it might work at the end here. So let's keep going. And also, let's keep the music on. Please, DJ, choose something new for us, something that we haven't seen before. Is it even possible? Is it even a thing? And now let's keep saving the scene because I'm feeling like Maya after a few hours of stream, it's starting to get the sensation that it wants to crash in our faces. I should have saved while I was speaking to you guys. But yeah, this was a pretty good stream today. We had great participation today. Thank you so much, guys. So not sure if I am allowed to post any link here, but I got a spreadsheet where we have some official resources link you can use to learn facial rigging. Awesome. Please share it. I'm pretty sure it would help more people. And Thiago Joker Project is also a part of it. Yeah, thank you, man, for adding me to the list. It's definitely one that we need to have a more concise version of it where we can actually learn something. It's just the streams, and the streams are sometimes too long. But yeah, thank you. Right, so we are saved, so we don't need to be afraid of losing stuff at this point. I'm just gonna try to smooth out Nice, now we can start talking here. People singing, I don't think it's the best thing for us right now. Let's just keep with the background songs, please. So, by the way, this is sounds from Epidemic Sounds. Alright, what time is it, guys? Let me see, 11:43. I think I'm gonna start wrapping up here. It's been already a great stream with progress in multiple areas. Pretty great, pretty great. Look at that. We have the orbicularis oculi. God damn. Oh, sorry for the language. But we're actually getting something here. So the thing is, we need to then combine this with a bunch of other shapes, right? So essentially, with the eyes closed, yeah, and it actually works with the eyes closed. That's great. It's actually great. We do need to figure out how to make this a little more smooth. But guys, I guess this is going to be for the next stream. All right, I'm done. That's it. So just to recap, let's go for a quick recap here. It's been, let's see if I can find a proper screen here. And we actually have some drama going on the song, which might be a good ending here. So, all right, we got it. We made the controls connect to the blend shape targets on the eyes and on the eyebrows, and we're now able to, as long as we have controls with the same names as the blend shape targets, rebuild the whole face and automatically connect the controls to the blend shape targets and have the rig working. Look at that. After 49 streams, we got this to work. And now it seems to be reliable, so we can proceed on sculpting the remaining shapes, including this one that we're working right now, the orbicularis oculi. And with that, then we're gonna finish the entire blend shape set, going to all the shapes of the mouth, which is going to be a long ride still. It's not an easy task to sculpt this shape, so if you're interested in that, please follow along. And also, if you know someone that could be interested in this type of content, please share and just participate on the channel. It helps a lot to keep this thing going and the motivation, and bring so much energy to the streams as well. So for Amash and all of the friends that participated today, Shreyas is saying now we absolutely love it, Amash. To the resources that Amash published. Thank you for a reply, Thiago. I'm currently learning ZBrush and sculpting. I would love to explore Python and Facts. I hope that you do, my friend. I hope that you keep going, because there's plenty of opportunity in this market in many areas, including the facial blend shape sculpting. There's a lot of demand for that. So keep going, and we'll see each other on the next stream. Thank you so much, and have a good night, day. Cheers!